G'day folks, Bobby here, aka TheNoobKarter. Just waiting to be waved through by Bob Irwin here. Thanks Bob, love your work at Australia Zoo, good job. So this is race 2 of my first race event. Just about to line up at the starting grid. Just a little bit of an update on the placings. I actually didn't finish last in that last race. There was a dude that got black flagged, he was a lap down. And then there was some shenanigans that happened up further, and somehow I ended up placing 10th out of 13th. So yeah, I'm not really sure. That's my official standing at the moment, 10th. So yeah, go me. Green flag, we're good to go. Just about to race. Again, I wanted to have a bit of a slow start, sort of keep really clean, let everyone else sort of drag out in turn 1. So you'll see the start here. I hesitate again, I'll let everyone else go. Just trying to get through without too much carnage. My first race meet, I'll wave the guy through and try to follow along. Guy that got black flag that did finish last, much quicker than me and old Zed just in front of me, so I did try to follow him a little bit. I get some good laps in here actually. I dropped my personal best by 0.7 of a second, and my actual average lap time by the end of this race is actually lower than my previous personal best, so all my laps were pretty much lower except for the first 2 or 3. So really happy with how this race went compared to the first race. Lose a bit of touch with the group, but sort of ran my own race, still getting used to everything. So I am very happy with how it went. Last time we were having a bit of a chat about owning a kart versus renting a kart. And I actually had a bit of the figures wrong. I did look into it a little bit more myself. So I do apologise that it was wrong, but so we were looking specifically at like the KA4 senior category, where it's a KA100 engine, and I was saying it's about 7,000 to get into total. It's actually about 7,000 just for the kart and the engine if you wanted to buy new. So a full year of races, including kart equipment, engine and everything you need, would be about 10,000 if you're buying new. Today, what I did today is look into the Australian version of Craigslist, which is known as Gumtree. Look for some second-hand karts with KA engines, and roughly it was about $4,500 to $5,000 to get everything set up. And some of them had unused tyres and all that sort of stuff, which is a massive bonus because the tyres seem to be really quite expensive, and probably your biggest expense overall in terms of after buying the kart and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be your biggest ongoing expense. But today, I actually looked into another sort of way of getting into racing karting if you're going to own that was cheaper than all those. I kind of stumbled across it, and that is vintage karting. Now there doesn't seem to be as big of an actual championship, but there is a lot of races going on in my area, southeast Queensland, out of Dalby in Toowoomba and Ipswich, where they race these vintage karts. And there's, like I said, it's not as much of a championship, but there is still races. Now I looked around on Gumtree and I was able to find a kart for 1,500, 1,500, and a couple others for about 2,500 and all that sort of thing. And some of them had tyres and everything you need to go. Much cheaper than even the $4,500 for a current sort of regular. Oh, there's my new personal best, 1.1. I do beat that in race 3, but that was a huge improvement from 1.9 to 1.1 in a day. I thought I was very proud of that. But yeah, like I said, there doesn't seem to be much in the way of actual championships, but it is much cheaper to get into actual racing. If you ran an event from every month, February to November, so 10 races for 1 year, including buying the kart and everything you'd need, tyres and all that sort of stuff, it'd be just over 4,000. And every other year after that, as long as nothing went wrong, which, you know, is debatable whether that would happen in karting. I'm sure everything goes wrong for everyone. But if nothing went wrong, you'd be looking at about 1800, which is very close to rental karting, to be honest. So yeah, that's probably, if I was going to be doing something other than rental karting and we jumped into kart ownership, that would be the way I'd go at this stage. Seems pretty cool, and I do like the look of the vintage karts. They look pretty cool. Vintage kart is anything before the year 2000. I'm not sure if I mentioned that previously, but yeah, I think that would be a sort of a great way to get into it. Yeah, let's look back at the race anyway. I've been doing pretty consistent 41.2s and 3s, 4s. So pretty proud of the consistency of the speed. Zed is just there in front of me. Trying to keep in touch with him. Not in touch with anyone really. I think I had a few quicker laps here and then let him sort of out of my sights a little bit again, which is something I'm going to have to work on, being a little bit more consistent once I've sort of started to get people in my sights a little bit and not sort of worried about what everyone else is doing as much, and kind of letting me run my own race but still get past them, if that makes any sense. So yeah, well, coming up here, ooh, that dude's turned around. That's less than ideal for him. He was a front runner, he was very quick. He was jostling for first and second position, so that was a really bad result for him there. One of the things that happened in race 2 here, I feel like I clicked a little bit with a couple of the corners, turn 2 and turn 7 specifically. I felt like I'm not getting them perfect by no means, but I'm getting them closer to perfect than I had been. I'm not bogging down coming out of turn 2 and turn 7 as much as I was. Turn 12, which is one of the ones coming up here, is one I'm still struggling with. I definitely overdrive it. Here it comes here, this one, which is very important because it comes into 13 and then back onto the straight. So that's something I'm definitely going to have to work on, that turn 12. But here's turn 2 that I'm saying that I feel like I'm doing pretty well. Here it is. That's turn 3 and 4. See, I feel like I'm doing them a little bit better than I was. And this one's turn 7 here. Definitely not bogging down as much as I used to coming through those corners. Still not really great with this back section here. I'm turning that corner a little bit better than I was, and turn 12. Yeah, overdrove that. Anyway, something I've got to work on. I will be quicker. Let's just watch a bit of this lap and see how we go. Yeah, a little bit of oversteer there. Could have done that a bit better. What happened to the lap time? It's gone. What sort of noob is editing this? Oh no. Just unprofessional, that was. Ridiculous. Final lap here, 41.3. Again, that's fairly consistent. I feel like my consistency was coming in. That one I didn't overdrive that corner too much, which was great. Felt like I was really getting into a rhythm at this stage. Still not great on that corner, but these corners were doing good. There we go, check the flag. Race 2 done. Average lap time 41.7. Now again, my fastest lap coming into this event was a 41.9. That was my fastest. And my average lap time was quicker than that, which is just, I'm so proud of. Still a long way to go. still, you know, like over a second slower than the front runners, but first event against some very experienced guys, so pretty happy with how that went. Race 3, I was quicker again, maybe not as consistent as race 2, but quicker, so we'll look at that in the next one, and we'll see how we go. Thank you for joining in. Comment if there's anything you wanted to talk about the vintage karting or the racing, or any tips or anything like that. Subscribe if you're liking it, like it if you like it. Thanks again.